You are listening to Live Your Happy Now, conversations to open up and live an authentic, happy, and fulfilled life. I am your host and happiness coach, Veronica Parker. Thank you so much for joining our episode today. Can I tell you guys how truly grateful I am for you? I would love to give a shout out to the people in Indonesia that are listening to this podcast and have made our show number one in alternative health for Apple Podcasts in Indonesia. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. How does it get any better than this? And what would it take for us to reach all those high places and spaces in every other country all over the world? You, my friend, can help us by simply subscribing to the show, downloading the episodes, and then sharing them with your friends. Of course, I would totally appreciate you leaving a review on Apple Podcasts and giving us 5 stars if you truly enjoy the show and are receiving some level of contribution from it. So, today, what are we talking about? Well, clearly, we are still in this sparkly isolation that is this thing that many call quarantine all over the world. And just want to check in with you to see how are you doing now? How are you being now? What is coming up for you during these crazy times that we are living in? I also would like to ask you if you're bored, if you've had enough, if you felt like giving up or quitting, and what else is truly happening for you during these turbulent times? And what else is really happening for each and every one of us that we haven't been able or willing to acknowledge before today? So, for me personally, I've been literally surfing the waves. I've had, since we last talked in our last episode, I've had days where I'm feeling like, well, and actually, I can't really tell you like it's a full day. It's literally like hour by hour, minute by minute. So, I'm just going to say, I've had times when I felt like super excited and happy and filled with energy and creativity and just desiring and really putting that creativity into action, creating a lot of new things for myself, for my business, even helping my kids with some of the stuff from their school. And then I've also had other times when I felt really tired, almost exhausted. I felt really sad. Um, just kind of like I had no energy, like, what is the purpose of all of this? What is the purpose of my life? And so I guess I'm being like really honest and authentic with you and sharing with you my not spool, but full spectrum. That was full and spectrum. It's full of what I've been experiencing in my world. I'm wondering what that is for you. I would love to hear from you. You can either email me at accessmoreofyou@gmail.com. You can come and join our free Facebook group that of course is called Live Your Happy Now, where you can share what it is that you're doing, how you're being, and what is going on for you at this time. You can also reach out to me on Instagram or Facebook at Veronica Parker _44, and just, post your questions, post what is happening for you during this time, or whatever it is that you would like to share with us. And ultimately, you know, what is it truly that you're choosing? So no matter, well, first, before we get into that, it's really more like no matter where you are within that spectrum yourself, it's okay. There's really no need to make yourself wrong for how you're being, what you're choosing, or how you're feeling. Obviously, we have no point of reference for the situation that we're living in right now. And the best that we can do is to truly be our best on a day-to-day basis, on an hour-to-hour, on a moment-by-moment, on a breath-to-breath, right? So everywhere where you might have been making yourself wrong, maybe because you were sad, or maybe because you were tired and you wanted to spend more time in bed, or maybe because you couldn't wake up in the morning like you normally would, or maybe because you wanted to spend all day in your pajamas, or you didn't want to wear a bra or underwear, or you were feeling just like really sad, or whatever that is for you. Are you willing to just let go of all of that, all the places and spaces where, in addition to dealing with everything you're dealing with, you've also judged yourself for it and you've made yourself wrong for it? Okay. Are you willing to let go of all of that, destroy it, and create it now? Okay. And what would it take for you to give to yourself whatever it is that you desire and require during these times? And to literally just ask your body, body, what would you like to do right now? How would you like to move? What would you like to eat? What would you like to drink? Okay. And what would it take for us to ask more questions and to literally use our awareness? Okay. There is so much information that you can find everywhere and anywhere. If you go on social media, you can find information about what's going on. If you go and you watch the news, you can find information on it. The thing is, at least in my own interesting point of view, a lot of the information that we're receiving is true and correct, and a lot of the information that we're receiving is not. So how do you know the difference? Okay, going back to one of the tools that we've discussed during many episodes in Live Your Happy Now. Use your own awareness. If it's light for you, it's true for you. If it's heavy, tight, constricting for you, it's not true for you. Okay. So now more than ever, what would it take for us to use our own awareness with what is true and what is not? There is all kinds of information everywhere we turn. And again, some of it is true, some of it not so much. And even some of the stuff that's true, it's kind of like laced with other agendas underneath it. So you and your body have the capacity to discern and to know and to be totally aware with what is true for you and what is not. The question is, are you willing to be aware? Are you willing to wake up? Are you willing to be like, okay, this might be true for a million other people, and yet it's not true for me? And especially when it comes to making choices in our life nowadays, even if like you're living in isolation or you're doing social distancing, and you're in your home with your kids that you're taking care of, or other family members that you're taking care of, you have to go to the stores, to buy groceries or whatever. How do you know what stores to go to? How do you know what time to go to them? It's literally imperative that we use our own awareness. So we find our own awareness by asking questions, and we find our own awareness by sensing what is light and what is heavy for us. Does that make sense? One of the other points that has been kind of sticking me and sort of like quote unquote making me feel sad or upset recently is that there are a number of my friends that have lost loved ones during this pandemic. And it's been like really making me upset that I can't be with them to like physically comfort them during this difficult times for them. I can't like give them a hug. I can't bring over like dinner or something to eat, Um, there's a lot of I can'ts, and what has that been for you, I think for them, for the people that have been losing people that they love, it's been really hard to not be surrounded for their loved ones. It's been really hard to not have closure with them. It's been really hard to not be able to physically be comforted with loved ones. However, there is definitely things that we can be and do to help them out. So for me, this is what has worked for me. And I realize we have sort of like I don't know, like a confetti podcast today where we're talking about a lot of different things, but it's literally everything that is coming up for me that I'm just sharing with you, hoping that it will be a contribution for you. So for some of my friends who have lost loved ones, I've ordered food and I had it delivered to their houses. So, you know, I can't go there myself because of social isolation, but they were willing to receive it, so I ordered them food. So at least for a day or two, they didn't have to cook themselves and they had some food to eat. If that's available for you, that might be a choice for you. I've been able to get on the phone and pray with them, or even just guide them through a mindful meditation that would help them get out of the sense of stuckness, the sorrow, and just like the pain that they're feeling at this time. Maybe that's something too that you can do for them. If you would like info on how to do this, feel free to email me and I will give you my guide on how to do this. You can go to accessmoreofyou@gmail.com. I've also, for myself, to help me sort of move beyond the sense of stuckness, the sorrow, and the sadness that I was feeling for them, it's been really helpful to even like step outside of my house and just sit outside for just 5 minutes and breathe some fresh air, connect with the sun, connect with the earth, and literally sense how the earth is present here for us to contribute to us, to nourish us, to nurture us, and to show us that, you know, the earth has been here for over 4 billion years and it survived all kinds of, you know, pandemics, catastrophic events. Is still here and it's still here today for us, and we shall too still be here. So for me, it's been a sense of strength to when I couldn't like find the strength within me. Does that make any sense for you? So what would it take for you to literally connect and commune with the earth? And if you're not able to go outside because you're restricted by this quarantine, you can still connect with the earth wherever you are. You know, the earth is all around us. You can simply firmly plant your feet on the ground and just set your intention to connect with the earth and simply ask, what can the earth contribute to me right now, and what contribution can I be to the earth right now? And then just pause, be silent, and notice what you can receive if you choose it. So breathing has also been really helpful for me, and also to guide more people into breathing too, has been really helpful for them. Doing it consciously is a game changer. Of course, we breathe all the time. If you're alive, you're breathing. If you're alive, you're receiving oxygen to nurture all the cells in your body. And that's not the only thing that you're receiving when you're breathing. You're also receiving prana. You're also receiving energy. Okay, so what would it take for you to become aware of everything that you and your body are receiving when you breathe? And anything that doesn't allow you to be, know, receive, and perceive this, will you please destroy it and create it now? Right and wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. This is a clearance statement from Access Consciousness, and you can find out more about it at theclearancestatement.com. So, what would it take for you to receive everything that you desire and require right now with total ease? Simply by breathing. And I'm going to leave you with one last question. Well, maybe two. First one is, what else is truly possible for us right here and now that was not possible before, that if we would allow the possibilities, it would actualize a reality beyond this reality with total ease, joy, and glory? And anything that doesn't allow this to show up as if by magic, will you destroy it and create it now, please? Right and wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. Another question is, What capacities beyond this reality do you have now that you haven't been able or willing to acknowledge? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. What capacities do you have with money, my friends? What capacities do you have with cooking? What capacities do you have with taking care of yourself? What capacities do you have with cleaning and organizing your home? What capacities do you have with taking your business online? What capacities do you have with gardening? What capacities do you have with coaching? What capacities do you have with leading meditations? What capacities do you have, fill in the blank, that you didn't think you have, that if you were to allow them, it would actualize a whole different reality with total ease? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. Because right now, right here and now, it's the time to unleash our abilities, our capacities, and our power that we never even knew we had before. So what would it take for you to bring that out of the closet, to stop hiding it, to become aware of what that is for you? And what is one action step you can take right now with any one of those capacities? And anything that doesn't allow this to show up as if by magic, will you please destroy and create it now? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. All right, my friends, I would love to hear from you. I also would like to let you know that I am here from you, not from you, but for you. I am offering 30-minute online sessions with coaching and all kinds of juicy, pragmatic tools to help you thrive through this pandemic times. You can learn more about it by emailing me at accessmoreofyou@gmail.com. You can also visit my website at veronicaparker44.com. And it is not too late to join us for the 30-day money bootcamp program that we have as we follow the How to Become Money workbook from Access Consciousness. And tomorrow, Saturday, we start our first foundation online. If you'd like to learn more about it, check out the link in the show notes. And I believe the link is bit.ly/foundation choice. How does it get any better than this? Thank you so much for being you, for having the courage to be who you really are and to simply change the world by your presence. Have an amazing day. Mwah. Bye-bye.